Well, hey family, recently we've had some stellar additions to our team on staff, and we want to introduce you to them. So, welcome some of our new hires.
I'm Daniel Marshall, and I'm part of the SOPO team, working as a barista and on register.
How do you know God called you here?
Two things that I know for sure in my life is that I love people and I love coffee. And so getting to work here at SOPO, I've gotten to learn more about coffee. I've gotten to love people well, get to know people who are the regulars and enjoy having conversations with them and share my love of coffee with them. And so, I think getting to do two things that I love for the glory of God really shows that I am called here and that I really enjoy what He's having me do in this place.
How do you hope to grow while you're here?
So I hope to grow, in learning how to follow. Following, God's calling, listening to His voice, listening to what He's having me do, but also learning how to follow people who are in authority over me, no matter what. Thankfully, the leadership in SOPO is wonderful, and it's nice to fall under somebody that I can trust.
So good. Who's the most influential person in your life and why?
The most influential person in my life is my dad. And that's kind of a cliche answer, but the more I think about it, the more I believe it. He's somebody who's very, very sure of himself. He's very humble. When he messes up, he would let us know. On top of that, he works really hard. He loves the Lord. He's passionate about the Word. He's passionate about loving people. He's so good at self-sacrifice. And I want to be like him someday. So
that's good. Well, we're better for you joining. Thank you so much for saying yes.
My pleasure.
My name is Cory and I'm joining maintenance, or I have joined maintenance.
How do you know God called you here?
Christmas of 2016 at 7:30 p.m. I got in a wreck, southbound I-25. I ejected, I died on the asphalt over there by Montano exit. They resuscitated me. I woke up 3 days later out of a coma with 10 fractures and a brain bleed. And I lost everything because of that. I became homeless because I couldn't work. So I stayed in a vet shelter, AOC, for like 8 months, trying to rebuild my life. But shortly after that accident that changed everything, my mom died. And then shortly after my mom died, I left that shelter. It's my first. I was not used to being homeless, so I didn't know what to do. So I was like, okay, well, I'll go sleep in an apartment complex. I'll blend in the back, and I'll be safe. As soon as I pulled in, I get robbed at gunpoint by two guys. Seemed to be heroin addicts, I believe, by the way they were talking. And they took everything my mother had given me, everything in my car, which was basically everything of value. And it was pretty hard. It was and then things started happening that I noticed. People would just pop up randomly in my life with certain gifts or opportunities. And it was just too uncanny. I was like, that's not happening. That's God. That's somebody's looking out for me. And I just realized that I just couldn't do it by myself. I was slipping, And one moment you can lose everything, but it's so hard to get it back. And the more I tried, the more I was slipping. But I don't know. I started coming back to the Lord because of this. And then I finally actually met a woman, and I ended up marrying her. And she's helping me more with God. I was unemployed at the COVID thing, as a lot of people were, and my mother-in-law, who's a wonderful woman, she sent a text to my wife saying, hey, there's a job opening at Calvary. And I'm like, really? You can get jobs there? Even though I saw people work here, I just like, wow, it was just wow, not even an option. But so I filled out that, I think, 470-page application. Just kidding. Filled out the application, and I never expected anyone to call me, and he did. And I went to an interview, and then I was hired. Yeah, it was pretty amazing. It was. I used to come here when I was a kid. When I was 15 years old, I saw Skip first when he had blue jeans with holes in them and blonde hair. And it's nice to be home. It feels like home.
Well, thank you for answering that call. We're going to be better for you being here.
Thank you.
My name is Savannah and department is Spectrum Student Ministries.
How do you know God called you here?
One way I know God called me here was that he called my husband first, and if he called my husband, he definitely called me, so.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What area in your life do you hope to grow in while you're here?
Probably communication, not only with just people around me, my husband and people I work with, but also our students and the parents of our students.
And working with students, how do you hope God will use you while you're here?
Definitely just to love on them more. There's a lot of hurting people, and majority of our hurting people are our students. So.
Could you name all the animals that you currently own?
Currently we have 3 leopard geckos, 2 dogs, a hognose snake, lots of turtles, box turtles, a sulcata tortoise, a bearded dragon, and fish, and a turkey, and chickens. I think that's it.
Well, thank
And
you.
rabbits.
Oh. Well, thank you so much for joining our team. We're on staff. You've been serving here for a while. We're better for it.
Thank you.
My name is Casey Bird, and I've been with SOPO since February.
So good. How do you know God called you here?
It was definitely between a transition time and knowing that COVID and everything that's happened, how God has provided for me in this time period, and not even that, just the community that He's provided me as well, has definitely been evident.
And how do you hope to grow while you're here?
I hope to grow as a leader by being a servant, in that case of being under leaders and knowing how to see their leadership, see what they do well, and be able to take that and use that.
One more question. If you could have any meal, what would you have?
Oh, Indian curry, 100%.
Same. I've learned how to make it. Pressure cooker, so good.
Oh yeah.
Well, thank you for joining. We're going to be better for you. We are better for you being here. Good. Well, as you see your fellow staff members around, make sure to say hi, ask them how they're doing, and be a support to them. Pray for them. Thank you so much.